Well, Cam, we've just wrapped up the 2022 NAB AFLW Draft. How are you feeling?
Very excited. I think we've done an amazing job this year with the expansion coming in and losing a number of players to pick up the talent that we have has been an awesome effort from our whole recruiting team.
Heading into the draft and furthermore the trade and sign period, what did you and your team identify as priorities that you wanted to go in and try and get across to the Giants?
We definitely needed a ruck straight away. So when we saw Fleur Davies playing in the Australian game, that was probably a real first player that we looked at and tried our luck, and lucky enough she had family in Sydney. So she's going to be a star for us. We'd love that we got Fleur across the line early on in the piece. And then we've probably got a list that probably needed a bit more youth to come in. So we just identified the best talent in the country, and there's lots of talent in New South Wales. But I thought what we did well this draft period, led by Tyson Burke, our recruiter, is that we looked for the best talent across the whole from the whole country, especially from Tasmania. We've got a couple, Gold Coast, and obviously New South Wales ACT.
You mentioned Fleur, but talk us through some of the other selections that you've picked up tonight and what you're hoping they'll bring to the list this year.
Obviously, Fleur from Gold Coast is going to be a ripper for us. Great character, going to be super competitive. I love that we've taken from our academy again. So Tess Cattle out of Canberra and Zali Goldsworthy out of Albury, and she was in the Western Sydney Academy last year. So I love that we keep dipping into our own backyard, and the Giants Academy do an amazing job developing those players. And then obviously the Tassie girls and Maddie and Gaff, they're going to be two rippers. One's an elite runner that's going to take her game to the next level, and Gaff's just a super competitive small forward that she's going to add pressure around the ball. And then, kind of cherry on top is you pick from your local competitions in Sydney and Canberra footy. So Cambridge McCormack from Eastlake. She's going to be, great inclusion to the program, great ruck option for us. And, once again, another player that, will play early, I think, and will be great for us. And then, Jodie Hicks getting redrafted, which is a great story. Jodie's a ripping person and super talented player. And then when I got appointed the other month, she reached out saying she'd love another crack at it, and we'll have a new role for her behind the footy this year. So she's I think she's going to come in and make an immediate impact as well.
You mentioned that local talent within New South Wales has been a talking point for the AFLW competition for a few years now, but now there's two teams to filter that talent through. What are your thoughts on the status of the game in New South Wales?
Oh, it's awesome having Swans come in because it just grows the talent pool. It's essentially doubled. So it's going to be difficult getting the top end talent like this year with Swans having those picks. But I think what's really important is that in time it's just going to create more opportunities for coaches, players. So the footy's just going to grow in New South Wales and in Canberra, and we love that there's lots of talent coming out of the Riverina, Canberra, and Western Sydney as well.
You touched on it before in that new era of the game with the 4 new teams coming in. 1 player in during the trade and 8 in through the draft. Considering the changing landscape, that's quite a minimal changes coming in and out of the Giants squad.
Yeah, it's been a busy few months. Obviously starting a couple of months ago, but the Giants team have done an unbelievable job. Bree Harvey, who heads up AFLW, she's just a star, and Tyson and John Vlaco and Lloyd Peris and Tom Redden have just done an amazing job to make sure that the program's in a really good spot. I think what Bree did really well was kept our top end talent. But then, led with Tyson doing the recruitment, is that, we've added in for our need, but also top end talent. So I think we're all, we're really, really pleased with this draft period.
You're 2 weeks into pre-season. What's been the focus? How's the group? And no doubt you're super keen to get tonight's draftees up into Sydney and amongst the group.
Yeah, we've changed a few things around the club. We've just really focused on our ball movement first 2 weeks, so it's been quite energising in the way we kind of went about it, thinking bit of a not great opportunity, new coach, lots of new players coming in to have our new DNA. So we've really worked on our ball movement, and then from next week, now that everyone's in at the club, we can probably ramp up our contest and defence methods. But no, I've been super impressed with how the girls have been training, and there's a good vibe around the club.